It's so common for people when they want to create change in their life to rely upon beating themselves up to generate the motivation to get them to take the action. But ironically, it's actually compassion that is much, much more effective. And again, you already know this because if you had someone who you really cared about and loved and they were trying to create a change and they were struggling a little bit, you would not pile on top of them the way that you do yourself, right? You wouldn't berate them, you wouldn't make them feel bad. You would be supportive, you would point out the little things they did, you would point out the big picture, and you'd be much more supportive and encouraging with them. Why? Is it because you don't want them to get good results? No, it's because you know that works better. But in our own head, we can be so harsh with ourselves. We can really be our own worst enemy. And again, there's a good reason behind it because deep down we think, well, that's just how you motivate yourself. It's not true. That's one way to try and motivate yourself. But once you compare it to relying on compassion, I think you're going to quickly find out that it's an inferior way. It doesn't work well because what it does is it grinds us down. It discourages us. It makes us feel bad. And that's the opposite of how we want to feel when we're looking to create some sort of change and we're looking to generate momentum. All right. So the idea of compassion is really probably a weak muscle, self-compassion specifically. It's probably a weak muscle within you that you really ought to consider developing. I can tell you again, personally, this is a path I've been on somewhat recently, and it is just so much nicer, and it's more effective. Listen, hey, change takes time. And so, nothing just makes something happen instantly anyways, and so along that journey, it's a lot nicer when you got kind of your mental passenger in your head that's a lot more kind and encouraging and supportive. You're still going to be motivated to want to achieve the goal that you're shooting at, by the way. We don't need to whip ourselves in order to achieve something that we want to achieve, right? So remember that. And again, along the way, really what we're doing is the path we're walking anytime we're looking to create change or towards a new goal is one of figuring things out more than anything else. It's not just that we have to do the right thing. Usually we're figuring out how to get ourselves to do those things, right? So, and we can talk about weight loss. Okay, yeah, I should just eat well and exercise, right? But actually getting yourself to do that consistently is a learning process. And anything you want to do, any change you want to make is a learning process. And you can't learn and be perfect at the same time. So embrace the fact that you're going to make mistakes and frame it as, look at me, I'm making mistakes because I'm actually doing something new. I'm growing, I'm evolving. And that's part of the process. And I enjoy myself and I honor myself for even taking this on. Good job. And again, you already know how to do this. There's a good chance your compassion muscle's big. The self-compassion muscle's small. Good news is you can kind of map it over, you know what I mean? And start using that compassion muscle on yourself. You deserve it, all right? There's no reason for you to put the screws to yourself. It's not going to help you accomplish whatever goal it is that you want to accomplish. What it does is it makes it harder because you deplete your resources. When you start feeling really bad, when you start making yourself feel guilty and like a bad person, you deplete your resources, you deplete your energy and your moods. It makes everything else harder, okay? So try out being compassionate with yourself for a little while. Realize you're a human just like everyone else, and you deserve the same level of compassion that you would give someone who you care and love about, okay? And again, I think if you do this to yourself, you genuinely take an area of your life that you get frustrated with yourself about how you're doing, and you intentionally be more self-compassionate with it, I think you're instantly going to recognize that it feels a lot nicer, and it allows you to think more clearly, more resourcefully to find better solutions, okay? So be more self-compassionate with yourself today. Notice what impact this has on you, and have a great day.